does have some tough shots. Hole 17 particularly.
The par 3.
Yeah. That hole can be really nasty.
Especially with these conditions, you're going to have high winds. That pin can be tucked in one of those nooks there, which is always tricky. Yeah, there's a lot of character to this course. I mean, quite honestly, that's why it is a perfect round one course, because it's these guys are so good. We are expecting to see probably some overtime, a fair amount of it.
17's going to play like, because it's a very difficult shot, even sometimes on the best circumstances.
So this is an interesting one here. I'm going to have to cut this around. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh, look at that. It hits dead. Wow. I mean, that is one thing about hole 10 really doesn't hit that short at all.
Because it's up a little bit.
It's completely dead.
Yes. Well, I think once you get comfortable, this looks pretty good here.
So hard that line was pretty.
Yeah, it was.
I don't want to have a chip. I'd rather, if I'm going to make any mistakes.
Like anything else in this game, is it just time on device and experience of knowing what left is there?
Yeah, I mean, that is what it is. Again, it's different from participants. Yeah, so left probably that's great.
Yeah.
A left 2 from 40 feet, you might need to click 4 or 5. 80 footer, you might click 8.
Yeah.
Or whatever, depends what device.
You are right. Mama's flying.
He typically plays the 9 holes in 7-8 minutes.
How about you?
I play very fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I play fast. I'm kind of the deal where I just see the shot and I just want to hit the shot.
That's
not
that's
huge in the math. That's part of that golden tee.
I was going to say that's the arcade style. Oh, just sweet. The other thing that Chad, that you can speak to on whatever tournament you're in, staying on the winner's side of the crowd, the importance of getting off with a win, right? I mean,
so the first match, one of the round one matches I'm looking forward to most is Whammy and Calzone.
Yep.
Both players could easily win this championship. I mean, they are fantastic. Yet you have to play each other in round one.
Yes.
So you lose that round one match and you get stuck in the losers bracket right from jump. I mean, it's a
long
tough road. Yeah, it's a tough
It's a stressful road too, right?
Yeah.
Because every match is the match for your life. If that's
right.
And whenever you like to avoid it at all costs, of course, because then you're going to win.
And who's got all that experience?
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's going to be a really.
Well, I'm very interested to see how we've got a handful.
Absolutely.
And how that translates, because you have to think it's good for chance. World class.
I mean, world class. Evan Goss and Greg Tony Johnson, my God. Larry Foster. I mean, we don't talk about Larry. Larry finished second in the, I think, 1997 World Champion, or in the National Championship, in 4th in the 1999. Lost to CB. I think lost to Sobe.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I mean, he's been here. He's not worried about nerves. We've talked this weekend. I've hung out with Larry quite a bit. He's not nervous.
Hole 14, by the way, for the average player, it is tricky, right? You've got an elevation change. You've got.
This is a hard hole.
This is just a hard.
This is a hard. I think this is hard.
I do too.
This is one that just doesn't fit my mind's eye well. Elevating, you think it should carry a certain way, and you know you've got to add to it.
Yes.
The bunkers are tough to play out of.
Well, this pin too is
That's a great shot by Mike.
Oh wow, yeah, that is a great shot. This pin is also challenging, right? Over there on the.
Yeah, he's going to have to just go long here and take his putt, which is what he's
Yep.
going to do. That was a really good shot by Barrett. That's a
yeah.
great shot by Barrett.
That is safe, but also on it.
Barrett's really impressing me right now. I mean, big time.
Especially again the start, getting out of the gate.
Yeah.
and then kind of rolling through. It's another
How important was it for him to take that time, make that
gather himself.
make that chip? That was really good.
Now, this is an interesting look here as we've got multiple holes. We've got two very interesting holes actually in play here. But hole 15, you got a big win that now is not as big thanks to the javelin, but
Yeah,
you got to really bend this thing around fast.
this looks actually pretty good. Let's see if he can get this on there. That's
Wow.
going to be a long putt, but
That is a tough shot.
that's going to be a very difficult putt to make. 73-foot left 6. Ooh,
Pick your line.
look how
Right.
fast he's hitting this putt. Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
What in the hell am I seeing right here? Barrett Detterman is playing
Mega.
fantastic
Well, you mentioned
golf.
kind of the ability to score, and that's on display.
Jeez,
That
what
is-
a shot! What
That
a
was
putt!
spectacular.
And he wasted no time.
No.
I don't even know. I think he just looked right to him and he putted it.
You know, and it's been a long time since I've played remotely good Golden Tee. So
Same.
the best, but the best Golden Tee I played is you're just in it, right? You're just playing.
Yeah,
It's in a rhythm.
yeah.
You're not worried about it.
It's usually after 2 or 3 drinks. You
Yes.
feel relaxed.
Speaking of which, we
the
need
whole-
drinks up here
We
too.
do. What's happening?
Yeah, we had
Can
to-
Kevin help us?
Yeah, we had to button it up early on, pretend like we're very serious commentators. But at this point,
Yeah.
all bets are
I'm
off.
just enjoying this match. It's a hell of a
It is
match.
amazing. I think it's really cool to this room. It's loose, exciting, but also tense. It's a great shot there.
Yeah,
I think
Barrett's on
everybody's
fire.
trying to feel this way out. But I'll say this: if I'm in this tournament, I'm watching this match. I don't know how this makes me feel. I think I know what I'm getting into
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
Yep. Okay, here's 17 for Barrett, and this is not the hardest in the world. So
Right.
you're not really worried about going wet here, which is, that's a big thing.
Agreed.
If I'm Barrett, I leave that thing short and just make a 20 or 30 footer. He's hit this well left.
And simultaneously, big putt here on 15.
Yeah, he's got to make this or he's in trouble because Barrett's safe on 17. He
Great
did.
putt.
What a putt.
Wow. It's
Man,
no
what a
doubt.
match.
There's just no doubt.
Yeah, that was pure, too. That was dead end.
Yeah, I mean, 17's a decent opportunity. Now, this hole also can set up, 18 here, can set up very difficult.
It can. I'm looking at it now.
I'm assuming javelin ahoy, yep.
It's typically a javelin, yeah. I'll tell you, Mike Smith has, when he gets to 18, he is not afraid to hit a grabber into here.
Interesting.
Yeah, he practices that shot a lot if he wants to try to get it close, if he needs to get it close.
Let's see.
So Barrett's hit a great shot.
Yeah,
That's going to come back a bit.
it's very safe, solid. Oh, we got a pizza in here now.
Oh, thank you.
Things
oh,
are
I thought
heating
that
up.
was ours.
Oh,
So Barrett played a nice, clean back. That's a 29 under for Barrett.
that is superb.
First, I guess nerves were not an issue.
No, what are we talking about? Or what am
Yeah.
I talking about at least? So let's see
I
here.
said the same. Good shot by Mike.
So the strategy here, well, yeah, again, they don't know the scores.
Right.
So now we are down to solo here. Of course, you have to play safe and smart, but this is a shot that you can get after this thing, right? I mean,
You can because you're not worried about. I mean, again, the wind on this hole it's elevated, so a 10-mile-an-hour wind feels almost like a 20. You'd obviously use a javelin, and you still have to account for even if that javelin brings that wind down to 4 or 5 miles an hour, you have to play more than that because the wind's so strong from an elevated position. But Mike has no worries regarding that. There's no water to worry about, so he can take this in deep if he wants. But he probably also knows, hey, I don't want to lose the match by going
Yes.
too deep here.
And I think with the way this room is set up, you kind of know where you stand.
I think he
more or
knows
less.
right now that he has to finish clean. Oh, look at that shot. That's going
It's
to
just
come
so
back.
hard to get that up all the way. It almost has to start up above the pin.
Adam, I think we're going to go extra holes.
I think so,
I'm pretty
too.
sure. 18 wasn't that hard. It wasn't easy because the pin's not in the greatest spot.
We were just thinking about how Elkhorn's going to be this separator, and so far, but by the way, it's produced some fantastic Golden Tee. I'll say that.
I will say that this would be a separator for maybe some lesser skilled players, but
It's
when
very
guys
nice.
are this
Yes.
good,
Maybe it doesn't matter. Honestly, it gets to a point of
yeah.
it just doesn't matter.
So Mike is looking to try to, he has moved that tee back a little bit actually. He's trying to keep that from going too long Because this is not the easiest putt either. If you put this on the wrong side of the hole, you can have a big-time left breaker.
All right. Now the room's pretty quiet in here, by the way.
It's a big shot. Really the shot of the match. That line's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
That line. Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Wow.
That was unbelievably aggressive.
So, level of difficulty on this shot.
It's a 9 with the pressure, but I think Mike can make this.
I mean, more or less have to land it short or dunk it.
He's going to hit this about 25, 26%. 28, maybe 29%, somewhere in that neighborhood. Got to count for the break because it's going to dart to the right immediately.
Quickly.
%, 32. I'm worried this might be far. Yeah.
Wow.
Barrett Detterman. My God, what an upset.
16 seed over a 1. I don't think we've seen the last of Mr. Pluckhole, by the way.
He's got a long road now, but that was a great match. And I'm impressed by Barrett. I am impressed.
The outfit, by the way.
Oh, impeccable.
The actual outfit. So,
Yeah,
all right.
impeccable.
So, we are 1 match in. I guess what is there to say other than holy bleep, right? I mean,
I'm surprised Mike was so aggressive on that shot. I was surprised.
Well, and you knew it, right? You were saying your level of expertise in this, obviously, in terms of, and you're talking about the shot leading up to that. The drive was obviously he was going after that hole. He wanted a hole out.
He wanted to make that shot. I was just surprised. I mean, I'm not going to fault a guy ever for being aggressive. Well, I wish I could have seen his swipe a little better to see if maybe he swiped it to the left a hair, or if that was a straight shot and he just, I don't know. It just surprises me.
Well, we looking back now at some of the highlights. That how big was that chip on 1? My goodness, that recalibrated the whole match.
I think that the shot on 1, the time he took to hit it,
yeah, the chip in
here,
here,
and then to make it, relaxed him. Realized, hey, I might be nervous, but I've proven to myself that I can make some shots, or I can make a shot, and let's just play Golden Tee.
Well, the other thing. We think of the bracket, right? And you know this. You've played in so many Golden Tee tournaments.
Yeah.
The bracket was made to be broken in Golden Tee, right? Like, I mean, the 1 seeds,
wow.
And there's that shot again.
God, I still can't believe that.
That was well deep. I mean, that was not
so,
like a.
But Adam, if he hits that 10 feet on the right side of that cup, that ball is coming. Didn't concern me as much as how left of the hole he was, because.
Yeah, you can parachute out to the right side, be a little long. It will come back.
It will kick a little left, and then it would come straight down. I think that's what he wanted to do. Obviously, I mean, he didn't want to go in the trap, obviously. So I think he was trying to hit it a little bit more right. I just don't think he pulled it off.
So we are setting up for our second match, by the way. We talk about Golden Tee experience, arcade experience, tournament experience. We're going to watch somebody who has arguably more tournament experience than maybe anybody, or certainly in the conversation of it, and Greg Kinsler. And
Yeah.
Another guy, and here's the bracket, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're going to go down the list here. So you want Golden Tee legends in this sport. You've got Kins, you've got Whammy, and yet you've got Nebraska Ball and Calzone guys that are, when I've watched them, great chippers, great technical players. Right?
There's no weaknesses.
No,
there's no weaknesses. These guys can do it all if you're at this point.
It's cool. This is the part of this tournament that was most exciting for me, guys that you've known for, gosh, 25, 30 years, right, that you've played with. I mean, seriously.
Greg Kinsler's honestly one of my best friends. He called me, Adam, and said, the pandemic hits, obviously a terrible thing. He said, hey, let's try to qualify for the Golden Tee Mobile Championship. Did you know there was a World Championship for that? I said, well, I'd heard some rumblings. He goes, let's do it. And so we would literally, and with Evan Gossett as well, we would text. We had a text chain, texting shots, trying to learn how to play the game.
It also seemed like you guys got, it seems like you guys got pretty good pretty fast, right? I mean, and here's, by the way, speaking of good pretty fast,
yeah.
If you were to pull up his arcade stats, it would be Goofy, you know, world champion in the arcade side, trying to do it
Two-timer.
over here. Two-timer. Yeah, multi-champion. Not many of those out there, by the way.
No.
Also a guy that when he plays is intense and his focus is razor sharp.
That's what I always thought about it. That's when you would watch him play in a arcade tournament, the focus and drive on his face. I mean, it was clear. You don't really even want to talk to him at that point.
No, I remember.
Just very intense.
I believe it was our last Arcade Worlds. It's been a minute. It was one of the last that we did at the Orleans, and I remember he was on a heater, right? And he took top 5, and he got into that flow of when you're on fire and you're in it. You could see his body language.
How he moves. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. When he's on his game, you can tell by his body and his facial expressions. And we've talked this weekend here in Las Vegas. A lot of the guys got here early.
Yep.
At one point, a lot of guys think Greg was the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And had only been playing it 2 months.
Yes.
It was the best player on planet Earth.
I'm telling you, you guys picked it up in a hurry, and know enough about the game where you could, you know, there's enough.
That was an
golden team
advantage.
roots. Yeah, for sure. But still a big difference. And here's Nebraska ball. And what stands out to me, Chad, is when I started calling these qualifiers, when it became normal to just chip in on hole 1, I feel like this was a guy that was always kind of like, holy cow, right?
That was the innovator.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Gardet was the guy that came. I feel like he was the guy that came up with that.
Yeah. No, I mean it became like comical after a while because it was
you expected him,
and it was multiple, and also a guy that would miss greens, but then would just naturally just boom knock it home.
He was. I would watch you do the World Championship matches.
Yep.
And we were still in our learning phase back then. So Greg and I would watch every second of every match, and I would pause, and I would what did he just do? What did Nebraska ball just do? Because he was hitting three iron sniper stingers into a 60-yard hole. I'm like, what is he doing? It was revolutionary.
We didn't watch when you did commentary, and I did. We wouldn't watch the results first. We wanted it to be natural.
Yeah.
But there was moments where it moved so fast that I was kind of like, what did I just see? Is this right?
Yeah.
And
I was the same, and I don't think that I ever watched a World Championship match that you broadcast at once. I would watch it at once, but I would pause it, and I would rewind. I'm like, what did I just see? I don't even understand how he did that. And he was one of those guys.
Well, how valuable is that, too, for not just hole 1 or whatever short par 4 it is, but when you do get in trouble or you miss a green, and all of a sudden you've got a 3-iron in your hand or whatever you've got, a chipper in your hand. I mean, how valuable is that in terms of like a backup plan, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a safety net. I mean, it allows you to be as aggressive as you want to be, knowing full well that I'm not really going to be in trouble because I can still save it. So,
reminder, guys, everybody just joining us. We're at the Downtown Grand here in Las Vegas. I had never been here. This place is fantastic. This room is fantastic.
It's an awesome setup.
Cool kind of intimate setting here in the Vegas Ballroom. Just a really fun event. If you guys are tuning in, we're going to be here all day. We got a lot of matches. We're going to rip through the first 8 matches here.
Yep.
If you want to learn how to be, we've got this all the time. We've got it for years on the arcade side, the mobile side. Like, how do these guys do this? There's no way those scores are real. They are very real, and you'll figure out exactly just how high level this is, and we just saw it, obviously, with our first match, in case you're just tuning in now.
I mean, Barrett played that as well as you can play that course.
Yes.
I mean, 29 under, the most ridiculous pressure that you can have, and just ripped right through it. Took his time. Hole 1, he had nerves. I mean, he took a lot of time, but after that, he was calm.
You see these guys playing, by the way, Chad. We didn't talk about this. They are sitting across from each other. It is. I don't want to say awkward. It's awesome, but it's also different. You're sitting, 6-7 feet from the guy you're playing. It's got to be tense over there. I'm just looking at over there.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty tense, right?
Well, Gardet doesn't look tense.
No,
he sit back, leg crossed. He looks pretty relaxed to me.
That is true. All right, well, here it is, hole 1.
And again, nothing has changed. I mean, we'll say this for every first-round match. I mean, you really want to get going with a stinger in here, and you want to make it.
A 1.5-mile-an-hour wind into, say, a 3-iron, how much does that impact it, if at all? Because it's going to get
a little.
Okay.
Because this is actually a longer stinger. I mean, Greg will have to probably account for several clicks to the left to account for that wind. If you hit it straight, it will miss right.
And when you say a click, it's just a literal,
just a one increment. Yeah.
we are. So we got people in attendance. We've got a projector here. So everybody, you'll be hearing the cheers as we're hearing them too. Again, time on this first hole, the importance of this shot.
And these really are longer. These are going to be a lot tougher to make than what the first match. Those were chippers. These are long irons. They are not as easy to make.
Yeah, this pin is very back.
I'm going to say it right now. I don't think either player makes this one.
I'm going to go 1 of 2, and I'm not going to pick the 1.
Okay.
That's just a cowardly prediction by me.
I hope they both make it.
I do too. So short. You don't want to be long. Now, is there any gamesmanship on hole 1 to wait for a crowd reaction, right? We're all new to
Was that what Joe Mama was doing?
I don't know.
He waited for several matches worth.
Maybe I'm calling people, but I'm wondering how I would handle that, right? Especially a guy like Kins, who's
Yeah, they both missed.
shit. See, that's the risk, right?
It's a whole lot different from playing in your living room when your kids have gone to bed and you're on your couch versus playing right here.
You get this shot, and all of a sudden you are.
Now, if he misses this, which there's a lot of pressure, I mean, he's down a stroke to Greg right off the bat, and that birdie by Greg doesn't seem so bad.
Yes.
That's a good chip by Ben. So
yeah, it's a great chip.
A couple birdies.
Again, the power of that shot, whenever you need it, whether you're 80 yards out or you're 3 yards out. I mean, that's the beauty of having confidence. You can be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Still, that's a tester that you probably would like to avoid this early in the match.
That's right.
Or at least I would.
Yeah, me too, actually. So what's Greg in here? The orbits. He's going to bring this back. He did.
It's a good
Not
go
bad
at
shot.
it, though. No,
Yeah.
I mean, that's got a chance to, again, ripping to and from. I mean,
You're going to see Greg's a fast player, Adam. I mean, he flies.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he flies. He's on hole 4, and Nebraska ball hasn't hit his tee shot on 2.
Is that, again, just a product of Golden Tee rhythm?
He's not nervous.
Yeah.
He just sees the shot. He's an old arcade guy.
Yep.
It's not all. Trust me, with Greg, it is not math. It's feel.
It's feel, yeah. I think that was probably the hardest part for a guy like that or other Golden Tee players to learn, because you do have to have the some of it, but some more.
And they do, yeah. I mean, Greg's got math, but it's mostly feel.
Yes.
Now, we broadcast games before with matches before with Ben, and he does play slow. He's very particular about his pullbacks, his math. I mean, that was a good shot. He finally hit his shot on 2, and it's fine. He's trying to get his rhythm going.
Ooh.
He about missed that. Yeah. I think Ben might be a little nervous.
And again, understandably, it's. I think throughout the day, this room will probably loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, people start or continue drinking.
Yeah.
Which
we still haven't gotten a drink yet.
I'm waiting for a drink.
Yeah.
A bucket O beer would be fine if that is a possibility, or any assortment of beers.
I believe we're being ignored.
Got to speak louder.
So this is not the easiest pin that Greg's got on 5. This is tucked right behind that mountain.
That's not.
Yeah, he's going to hit this a nice safe shot. This is going to be a little grabber, and I actually would be surprised if this is pretty close, actually. Yeah, that's a good ball.
That is a good ball. You got the left 2-2s. You're not going to land. You don't want to land that right of the pin.
Nope. You don't want to take a chance of one clipping that rock, the mountain, and having it kick.
All right, so here we go. Par 3. Decent look. We look at the pace here now. It is definitely the biggest. I'd say the biggest discrepancy in pace we've seen. We've only also seen one in a quarter matches, but it is interesting.
Yeah, Greg will probably be done with 9 by the time Ben is done with 6, I would imagine.
But that is his normal.
That's his natural style. Yeah. And will that mess with Greg to have 9 holes done and have to sit back and wait for Ben to finish his 9?
Yes.
Before he can start his, the backward.
Well, that's true too.
Part of the match.
We talked about potential quote unquote gamesmanship, but it's probably just fun. Honestly, people just reacting how they want to react. All right, so here we go. Good shot there by Greg. Sit. Nebraska ball. you got to bend this one in around the trees, but not bend too much. So you see him pulling back, you know, to the right side of B to get a little bit of a hook in there. When you just had to momentarily leave, did you remind anybody to get us alcohol?
I said shots and beer.
Okay, good. It's going to be a day.
It's going to be a long day.
Oh, Kevin just sent me a message. Do you need a drink? Oh, boy. Sit.
Boy, that's a big break that stopped for him.
Now, again, the weapon of chipping here. This is a very interesting moment. Both of these guys. So what club are you picking here if you are Nebraska? Well, what's your comfort zone?
I like the sand wedge, actually.
Is there any reason just extra loft to get just kind of...
See, that is one of the shots I've kind of got the math down on this one. You take the distance, and it's something a guy in... Did Greg make... Oh, Greg dismissed his.
Interesting.
Well,
okay.
He'll putt that.
All right. So one of the other things you see here with the Ranger and putting, just for people at home, right? Just if you put the Ranger on, you're in the fringe or you're even beyond it, it'll putt right through. That's
right
why
through
you
it.
see people do that?
Yeah, it's a whole lot easier making a putt. You don't have to be perfect on your follow-through on this putt. But the chipper, I mean, you do.
It just shoots right out.
It just comes right through the fringe, right on the green, straight in the hole. That was a really good job by Ben. I'm sure he's upset that he made the mistake, but it could have been worse if that had gone in the water.
Yep. Oh, good shot.
Nice shot by Greg.
You could see his body language. He thought he had it.
He's shaking his head. That's the old Greg I know from the arcade. If he did make a hole out, he'd always shake his head.
I know. Well, he expects it, and a lot of guys do. Maybe most of these do go in. That looked like it had a good chance. The camera view with that, at times, you get that side profile. So you're just hoping it kind of runs, it stops moving. It just runs into the hole.
So Ben he's made one mistake, right? He's just on that last hole.
So he is.
And Greg made a mistake on what? On 8.
3 holes
or
behind.
7 rather. So really, each have made one mistake, but Ben's got several holes to play here to catch up to Greg.
That's a good shot.
So Greg's going to finish this front 9, 13 under, which is a solid front.
Now I'm interested to see this. So he's through with 9. So let's see what Greg does. Greg watches on, getting up, walking around. He doesn't quite have the puffy chest going yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
so he has an adult beverage. Huh?
Wow.
I don't know what that's like.
I didn't know they actually had these in this room because I haven't been served one. Hold on, I can save this real quick. Is there a specific beverage you would like?
Yeah. Geez.
This is on
Miller
the company.
Lite?
Okay. Whatever you want, I will. Well, I won't do it, but I will get for you.
Okay. Yeah, Miller Lite.
Would you like
fantastic.
a couple of them?
Sure. Would you?
Yes.
So Ben has an interesting shot here. He's going to be a little right in front of the pin.
Get up.
Yeah, that was never a good idea.
And that's an awkward chip too, isn't it? I mean,
it's an awkward chip, and that's an awkward shot. We talked about this on the last match. I mean, that is a hard hole.
Yeah.
That elevated green. The ball doesn't carry like you really think it should. And he used a lot of club. I mean, if you look to where the shot was set, it was towards the back of the green, and it still came up short.
So, again, if you're wondering why he's spinning around, just looking at this stuff for the first time, elevation change, right? You got to get comfort that it's going to go over, get up and over.
Yep.
9-iron would be your shot of choice here?
Probably to get it up a little bit. Maybe a chipper with a Ranger. The Ranger feels like it gets up quickly. And that just might be a personal preference, but I've used that in matches, and I would probably use a Ranger here.
Would you be wearing headphones, by the way, if you were playing in this?
No, I would not.
Headphone player? No.
Mm-mm.
Classic old school Golden Tee guys. What you were.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. These young guys need to be able to hear the
say,
crowd. Come on.
You are, anti-headphone, I guess.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of weird. Good shot.
Man. I'll tell you what. We're talking body language. He looks like he's chilling.
He does.
You know what I
mean?
He looks like he's just like ready to take a nap.
So he's got the hard holes out of the way. I mean, he should go birdie finisher, eagle birdie rather.
We saw Greg almost. He gave this a go, certainly.
Yeah, he did.
Right? And same. Well, no.
He's not doing the same. He's going to hit that.
So that's a bit of a safer shot, I guess, right?
Yep.
Which
this is a safety ball if you're nervous. I just kind of feel like this is a very safe ball.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All right, let's see here. Line looks pretty good. Just a little left.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's just trying to get this 9 holes over with. Get
now
to the back. And
what device do you normally play with?
I've got an iPhone I play with, yeah.
Okay, so you play on the iPhone. So
Yep.
for some of these guys that maybe play on their phones, I'm sure you've talked to them. What kind of transition has this been to learn to play on a different device?
Well, they say the first few weeks is terrible.
Really?
It's like
Yeah,
really
sure.
difficult. But like Greg was telling me, he goes, I think I'm a half a stroke better than you because I play on an iPad. Now that he's gotten used to it, he thinks it gives you a half stroke.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I prefer.
I still have
iPad.
it.
It just is more natural and comfortable.
Wow. Ben's just making uncharacteristic mistakes here. This is
That's a big miss. I mean,
it's coming down though. He's got a chance for a Ranger putt if this thing keeps coming down. I think he's okay. Yeah, he'll just be a putt, Ranger putt.
but in terms of, I mean, that's a
Wow.
off by quite a bit.
Oh, he was off by a club.
Worked out.
Full club.
All right.
Hey, a 13 is a 13 is a 13, so they both shot him, and they're tied.
Yeah. So, all right. So through 9, we are tied again. We thought Elkhorn would be this great separator. It so far, no.
It has not been.
Yeah. However, it is early.
And they've been great entertaining matches, so
They have been.
so Elk has probably been a good choice.
All right. So in the first match, 17, right, of Elk.
Yeah.
Which is the par 3. I would imagine it will not be that easy this time. Maybe it will be. That's one to look out for. We had, 14, the drivable par 4. Is that 15, 14 or 15? We had that long dogleg right.
Yep.
That was a tricky shot. Both guys made superb putts in the first
Yeah,
match.
they both had to make 50-plus footers on that one. I think Barrett's was
Left 6.
74 foot left 6, and Mike's was almost as long.
When you think of that shot and the outcome of that match, that putt, I mean,
enormous.
that is enormous.
I didn't expect him to make that. And it wasn't necessarily because I thought he was nervous anymore because he clearly had conquered that. That's just a very hard putt to make.
It is. So if you're wondering what's going on right now, these guys are just kind of firing up another 9 holes. We kind of separated. I like that too, by the way, the format of because otherwise Greg would probably be up, done with his match.
He might be finished.
Yeah, and so and Nebraska will be on like hole 12.
Yeah.
So all right, so par 5 here. We didn't really talk about.
Look at the wildly different setups they've got versus the first match. The first match they had 17-mile-an-hour winds pushing them straight out of the fairway. This one is you've got to land this little tiny island, and you could really make a mistake here and be wet. That's a good shot.
That is a good shot.
Greg's is long. Oh, he's
man.
okay. All right, that was a good shot.
Now he's probably in a prime position.
He is.
here.
Yeah, he is. That scared me for a minute.
So the pin is similar to where it was, right? The first match.
Yeah, I think it might be almost the same cut. Very close.
This is an interesting shot here too. Maniacs try and power this thing.
That's short.
All right.
So Greg is going to hit a javelin 310, and he has to hit every bit of this. He has to hit all of it. Yeah, and he's still short too.
That rough is.
It just eats it.
It does.
Eats it alive.
It just eats it. So you've got 2 very makeable, but not gimme chips.
I would say you never know. We've got a lot of holes to play, but the match could be differentiated right here. It could be decided.
Great
Good
chip.
Yep, great
chip. Oh, there's a yank.
And all of a sudden, Ben Gardet is up a stroke.
Yes. How many out of 10, if you take that chip 10 times, how many times are you making that?
Man, in this situation, I don't know.
7?
Yeah, I'd say at least 7, but you could easily see how you would miss it in a
yeah.
World Championship format. Now, you're at home. Greg doesn't miss that at home.
I agree.
There's no chance.
No, I agree with you. The everything that goes into this absolutely impacts that.
You know, Greg and I were talking earlier this week, and I tried to talk to a few of the players in preparation for us streaming this broadcast and in the matches, and that is the one concern he had is my short chipping because Greg I'm not saying he quit playing, but he did take a 2 or 3 month break.
Yep.
They started a family business, and he's
Yeah,
been extremely busy with
life.
that. Life happens, and his chipping was the one thing, the short chips he was worried about.
Well, for me, again, when I go back and play more on the arcade side, whatever I play, that's a good shot. That's what goes, right? You know the shots.
Yeah.
You can yip putts. You're chipping when you need, something to save you and pull you out of a bad situation like he needed there. Not the case. And again, Nebraska ball, that is a decisive advantage. And probably every match he'll play in, honestly, is his chipping.
I agree.
This is a good shot. Just short.
Just short of points, but that was nice. No, he did get points. 6-footer.
Now, it's early, but it looks like Greg has slowed down a little bit too, right?
I think it's getting serious.
Yep.
Yeah, they're on this. Are they on the same hole?
Yep.
Yeah, they're.
That's very interesting because in
Ooh, look at that play. It surprises me at a sniper.
I was going to say the same thing. Is that to kind of maybe a little tilt setting in to kind of get off tilt and say, live to fight another day. But this is a shot you feel like you could get pretty aggressive on. Honestly, it's easy for me to say that from here, but
now the pin is towards the front part of that green, so to be able to land a javelin, you'd have to come awfully close to landing that short in the water. So I see why he wouldn't want to hit a javelin, but maybe in orbits to try to bring it back and have a hole out opportunity.
We didn't talk much about this hole in particular, but this is always an interesting shot here too, right? I mean, both the tee shot and the approach.
Yeah, I've hit this tee shot on the wrong side of that mountain before, and you're looking at a par or birdie best case scenario. So the tee shot here is clutch. Oh my goodness!
Wow,
that was very close.
Is the javelin your go-to with that in
every
terms
time.
of controlling the wind?
Yeah, you can't take wind on that shot's death.
But you probably risk being short then because you want that ball to stop.
Yep.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, this is another one where you almost play it one club short and let a javelin feed into the hole.
Yep. All right, so what? We've got a one-stroke.
So Ben's
difference.
not going to hit this. There's no way he hits this 100%. Probably 96, 97 max. 94, let it feed in.
It's a pretty good-looking line.
Yeah, that's really good.
Good shot. All right, so these guys separated by just a stroke. We've got, and again, they're kind of on pace now. Kins finished 3 holes ahead of Nebraska ball.
He's really slowed it down.
Yeah, and it looks like that pin is, well,
it's a similar spot.
It is,
except it's a little deeper into the green, but you're still having to go over. You've still got the trap on the right a little bit. The bottom right.
This is an interesting kind of a gut check shot here.
Let's see how well he's playing. That's really good.
Oh, wow.
Really good.
Great shot. He's shaking his head. It didn't.
Yeah. That's
2.
Jake.
Yeah, that is. Feels good. Been a while since we've seen that.
It's a big shot for guard A. He hit a sniper. He's not messing with it.
No, that's what I'll be hitting.
So this is interesting. Is Greg going to go up, and over? Or is he going to go around?
This is a much different look
than
what we just saw.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a much more favorable look than the one we just saw.